Today is a sad, sad day.
On Canfield Drive in Ferguson, Missouri, people gathered to remember an 18-year-old who died here exactly 2 years ago. Mike Brown's senior son was shot and killed by a white police officer at this site. His son's body lay in this street for 4.5 hours.
My son opened the eyes of the world and let people know that this, excuse me, I almost cussed, that this ain't right.
You are unlawfully assembled.
The shooting of Michael Brown Jr. by Officer Darren Wilson led to riots across America. It brought anger in many African-American communities right to the surface.
I never saw that level of frustration in a community. Something was going to change, and they weren't going to wait for it. I felt that 2 years ago in Ferguson.
Soon after the unrest here, the Black Lives Matter movement began shining a spotlight on U.S. police treatment of African Americans. Last year, the U.S. Justice Department issued a scathing report criticizing the Ferguson Police Department for policing practices it termed racially biased. A federal oversight team will soon begin monitoring police to make sure changes are made.
So, immediately we started looking introspectively at, what are we doing? What are we doing wrong? What could we be doing better?
Ferguson Mayor James Knowles says a new police chief, court reform, and more communication with residents, along with economic development, have helped tamp down the unrest here.
This isn't a utopia, but it is certainly not where it was, and it's certainly come a great distance from where it was in August 2014.
Some say there's new hope in the city.
People have more respect for one another. People are really going out their way to work with one another.
It's still the same. It's still the same.
But others think there's been little progress in Ferguson, that the same police mentality is still there.
So no, I don't think anything's been done because the policemen that are on the ground, that are out here touching us, have not done anything. They're the same rude policemen. It feels the same on the street.
At a time when unarmed black Americans in the U.S. are 5 times as likely as unarmed white Americans to be shot and killed by police, one observer says the reforms that began after Ferguson are nowhere near complete.
Any change is good, but I think we need to go a little further, and I think that's why these movements are so needed.
And it took one little black boy laying in the street for hours, bleeding, to tell the country that something was wrong. We got to change that.
That is this city's legacy.
I think that Ferguson changed a lot of things.
A process that continues to this day. Hendrik, Sybrandy, CCTV, Ferguson, Missouri.